Good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we are here to discuss some wrestling. All right, the most elite of the elite. All right, we are going to be talking about Dynamite, March 11, 2026. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to this yesterday due to a small head cold that I had, but you know, your boy is back. He's rejuvenated, he's better than ever, and we are here to discuss these graps. All right, small things that we will be touching on very briefly. Just small housekeeping. The review for that how should I say, a rant I gave on Raw, it leaves me with questions as I play it back, like for myself, because I did not realize that there was a Ludwig Americano like grande like switcheroony. Like I didn't know about that. That was like something that everyone else was talking about. Also, let's just break this down. You're telling me that gauntlet match was for a match on Raw and not a match on WrestleMania? Are you niggas serious? I didn't know that. I just assumed that the match was just, hey man, that's me using common sense. All right, that's me using common sense. So, fault be on me. Fault be on me for that one. We are going to be getting right into this Dynamite review, though. There's nothing else in the news, right? In the weekly wrestling report to really discuss. But I think what should be talked about, because it is pretty big in the not so wrestling side of the world. Bam Adebayo scored 83 points, which is just like, the fuck's going on there? To pick my brain, to pick my own brain about this for a little bit. I don't think it was a setup. A lot of people are taking like it's like some conspiracy theory route. I don't think that's the case. Truthfully, I think it's just like a LeBron in 2018 on the Cavs kind of moment, bro. It's like one other person he could pass the ball to, and then it's just a team of bums. You know what I mean? It's like, if I want to win this game, which they did end up winning the game, I just got to put up 83. Think about it like this, right? Some people think it's really unrealistic in like my player in like NBA 2K when you have to put up like a cool 50, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, some of that like animation and the 2K physics by themselves, that's a whole nother conversation, right? But player reliability, right? Like who you can rely on in the heat of the moment. Those are certain things you can't just leave up to chance, right? Just in like not only in 2K, right? But it is a small simulation of real life, right? So if you are on the team with a bunch of quote unquote bums, yeah, you just gotta put up 80, and then you gotta you gotta put up like a cool 60, right? And then you account in the free throws, right? Bam's a big guy. He's going to get fouled when he goes into the paint. That's physics. That's the way of nature, right? Listen, I didn't have a massive problem with Bam getting these points, mainly because I know it's not gonna like dramatically affect anything. Now, does this mean that other people are gonna try to get 80 game points? Maybe, but even in that, right? What is an 80 game point going to do if there is no win? It's not going to do anything, so the win has to be, very important. Playoff at least. I mean, hell, you at least have to reach like second seed. Damn it. You're going to put up multiple 80 games. You have to be second seed. But what I mean is you have to reach the second round if some of these players are going to be putting up 80, right? Because now if Dame goes outside, he puts up 80. What the fuck is stopping you from hitting the second round? Maybe even the third round. What's stopping that? Also, these like play around tournaments that's going on. Like I don't like it. I don't like it. Like the speedy ball tournament. I don't like any of the shit. The courts look cool. The uniforms look cool. But other than that, like if it's not gonna have some actual like meaning for the playoff or like the championship teams, like I don't know, because hypothetically, if the winner for the play-in, right, after the playoff season, I know that's kind of impossible, but just hear me out, right? If after the playoff season, the winner of the play-in, if they find a way to win all their matches, then maybe the finals could become like a 3-team thing. I don't know, I'm just cooking up random shit here, because why is there just multiple tournaments? right? I don't know. It's all fucking confusing. Saying all this to say, I don't know what this is going to do to the league. But Bam putting up 80 is big. That's big news. The only other person to do that is quite literally the late great, Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. So, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but we will see. Let's keep an eye on Bronny, shall we? All right. Who knows when his LeBron quirk is gonna hit 100%. So we're going to be getting directly into Dynamite. All right, March 11, 2026. We're starting off with another Don Callis and Death Riders match. Now, I'm gonna start off with love. I'm gonna start off with some love, right? The new announcer, he's great. The new announcer, I don't know if he's like a new or like a returning announcer, but this Ian guy, he's really good. Really good at working with the crowd, really good at putting over wrestlers, and really good at working with Brian and Tony, right? Some people are calling him like Ian Schiavone. Some people are calling him like Ian Schiavone. I don't think that him and Schiavone are related, but they might be. I don't know, maybe like nephew. Who really knows, right? But this was a really fun match. All the matchups were fun. I really enjoyed the Konosuke and Mox minutes, the small minutes that we got from them. Just good shit. Revolution is slotted to be a very good pay-per-view. That video has to come out, doesn't it? Oh man, my apologies, chat. I literally just realized that in real time that this Revolution video has to come out. You know what? Maybe I'll do a small video for Revolution predictions, right? In a post for this. But getting into this match, very fun match. Again, it is a rematch, so there isn't a lot to say. But I think it is funny that they snaked a victory. I think that shit was like pretty hilarious, honestly. Big shout out to Moxley for just willing to do roll-ups, in the big 2026. Big Mox, the ace doing roll-ups, man. Gotta love it. You love to see it. You love to see the game, man. No, I'm not gonna lie though. Again, all the matchups for this very good. What I will say though, it is a rematch, so as much as I like all the graps here, with Hechicero, again with Claudio Castagnoli, right? That's not a critique on the wrestlers, right? Like Hechicero's great, right? Everything he does in that ring, it works, and honestly, he would make a great face, right? Hechicero would make an amazing face, right? The small things that we get from Lance Archer and Marina, I think that was pretty fun. I think Marina gets shoulder tackled, which is just, hey man, I think it's fun that we finally got it. We finally got it, right? It's cool, man. It's cool. I didn't hate this. The Death Riders did get jumped on after this, but I mean, it was kind of, there's another story. But I think the climax of all of this, a rematch be damned, right? Is Konosuke Takeshita taking a stand and not brutalizing Moxley, right? I think this is a foreshadowing of what Konosuke Takeshita is going to do, when the Don Callis family eventually splits. We will see a Don Callis Avengers Civil War. That should be very fun. And honestly, him either making or breaking with him either making or breaking with the porno star Kyle Fletcher. That is going to be, it's going to be television. That's going to be television. Their matches will either be heartbreaking or edge of your seat shit, right? Like, because if Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita team up against Okada and I don't know, like Josh Alexander, that's like a 4.5, 4-star. Easy 4-star. That's a very good match. The story's there. You know what I mean? Like anything with Takeshita and Okada in there. You know what it's really small things that they can do where either they go off to team up or they go off to face each other. And I think either is going to be very entertaining. Again, very palpable, very edge of your seat shit. And who knows? Who knows what we get from this? But Konosuke Takeshita does refuse to brutalize Moxley. Showing a little backbone. The Don Callis family comes out and they kind of just disperse. One thing I didn't love about this, 4 cameramen. Wasn't a fan of that. 4 cameramen. wasn't great. We get double belt Kyle Fletcher. He's talking shit to MJF. That was good, very good. Kyle Fletcher again in a good half a year. My exact same stance with Trick Williams needs to be in the world title scene. Like if in half a year or a year Trick Williams or Kyle Fletcher are not in the world title scene, something is very, very, very wrong with this industry, right? Who knows if we'll be here? Who knows if the world will be here in a year, right? Just joking, chat. No, but I'm not gonna lie. Kyle Fletcher looking at this world title belt, looking at the Triple B, it's nice. Max and Kyle minutes is good. Kyle getting cheer reactions, Kyle getting face reactions. Hey, that can go somewhere very, very quickly. All right, so I got my eyes on this, just like I got my eyes on that pink belt from Kyle. This is a lot of good stuff to this presentation from Kyle Fletcher. I love the idea of a speedball Mike Bailey getting title opportunities outside of the tag team. It's exactly what I was wishing for Kevin Knight. And honestly, again, smaller things to make me feel like the smaller podcasts are being watched, because I did say, Hangman and the likes of Kevin Knight, the Kinetic One, and a speedball Mike Bailey, that all three of these people that they should be in the world title scene. Well, not the world title. They should be individual, like secondary title scene, right? Because they are that good. Speedball Mike Bailey is that good, right? So the idea that he's getting the secondary title opportunity, the second that he is having a fucking easy, again, just Kyle Fletcher, look at the phenomenal performer that he is in and of itself, plus the small story with the Don Callis family and their greed, their necessity to win with a speedball Mike Bailey, right? Speedball Mike Bailey being the performer that they are. I mean, there's a lot of really just good things that go into this match, and honestly, big fan of speedball Mike Bailey. They do not go over, but I mean, just the pace that they move at, bro. They hit like 3 different moonsaults and at least two triangle moonsaults. I'm butchering the name of that. Triangle flips, something like that, right? Onto the outside. And it's like, he doesn't stop for a moment. He doesn't stop for a second. It's like, it's as fluid as their gender. All right. It is great grabs from them. And again, Kyle, he looks so menacing in that ring, his presence, right? The way that he can operate as a heavyweight against certain opponents, it's really great, man. There are certain spots where it looks like he's genuinely trying to take out speedball Mike Bailey, man. And it was good, man. Good. Like, there was at least 2 poison runners from the top rope on a Kyle. And I'm not gonna lie, those were great shits. Kyle sold them perfectly. There are moments where you really assumed that speedball would be going over, right? And I'm not gonna lie, a best of 3 from him and Kyle with speedball playing hot potato with the belt. Who would be upset with that? Who would genuinely be upset with that, right? Good shit. Really good match all around. Something else I also really loved, there was a killer setup to the outside that I think really just showed the maturity of speedball Mike Bailey's work. It's very refined. It is a very refined grab that you get from speedball Mike Bailey, and great match all around. And honestly, this, like, what we get from the TNT title compared to what we get from the the comparison and like what we get for Holy Shit Chance is just so funny, right? Because what the Federation gives for Holy Shit Chance and what we get Holy Shit Chance for, it's just night and day, bro. Literally night and day. It's so fucking funny. But all in all, though, very great match. I am looking forward to the next matchup between these two and the next TNT title match. It's not a lot of story going into these matches, but I mean, they're not priding themselves on being a story-based product. They are wrestling-based product and good fucking wrestling. So I love the false finishes, and if this shit's not 5 stars from Dave Meltzer sitting in the front row, then I don't know what will be. All right, this is the 5-star of 5-star matches. Okay, another great TV match for Kyle Fletcher. Fork found in the kitchen. Literally fork found in the kitchen. The finishing sequence was very, very good. And Speedball, Mike Bailey did amazing. They did amazing. And I honestly think that the next segment that followed up, it followed this exact same hype, carried the energy through. Brody King had like a 5-second squash match, right? Pretty good shit from that. It was like a standby match. I don't really know what those are exactly, but use context clues. It's a standby match, right? Brody King, as he's dapping up everybody at ringside, he runs into a masked man, all right, just like the masked man that were on Raw, and Swerve Strickland, whose house? Swerve's house. He brings a chain and he starts hammering on Brody, and he starts choking out Brody King with this chain, and it was fine and dandy until this nigga Brody King broke the chain, Mark Henry style. Very entertaining segment. I also really liked the idea of Brody King just going above and beyond whatever kind of means Swerve Strickland kind of brings to the ring, whether that be a Texas death saw kind of feel, or whether that just be like a straight up submission, right? Because he does end up putting some paws on Swerve, right? So I don't know where this Brody King and Swerve Strickland thing is going to go exactly, but it is set for Revolution, and I am expected to see a lot of gruesome grabs, all right? A lot of stiff material, and if I don't get that, there will be riots in the street. All right, Tony Khan, you have been warned. This thing of Dave just being in the front, by the way, very funny. Dave Meltzer's in the front for the entire night. Camera still can't stop showing him. The camera cannot stop showing this nigga Dave. It's very funny. Twitter was set a fucking fire by it. Like Twitter was set ablaze by it, and rightfully so. I would also have comments about the one and only Dave Meltzer sitting front row at Dynamite. Like, what are you doing here, bro? Okay, whatever. Daniel Bryan on the comms again. He's bouncing great off Ian. He's great. He's awesome. There's nothing else really to say about Daniel Bryan for tonight, except for that he is such a great addition to these Dynamite tapings. Hopefully sooner or later we do get pay-per-views with Daniel Bryan. There has been like one or two off the top of my head, but they need to be a lot more frequent. All right, at least get fucking Paul White out there. Paul White is a phenomenal ring taper. I'm just tired of the same old voices. Like every time I hear Nigel McGuinness, it's a breath of fresh air. It is a breath of fresh air because it's always Excalibur and it's always Tony Schiavone. Sorry, not gonna harp on that for too much. Gabe Kidd has a pretty okay showing against Orange Cassidy, but all in all, I didn't hate this. Am I crazy? Gabe Kidd. It's Gabe Kidd and Finley. Oh, I was right. I feel like that's a rematch too. Isn't that a rematch? All right, we get Gabe Kidd, all right, and Dave Finley versus Orange Cassidy and Darby all right, so we get Gabe Kidd and Dave Finley. All right, now Dave Finley and Gabe Kidd, two very funny guys. They made a comment on Finley and his brother, basically, making a bunch of money without David Finley. So now David Finley's gonna make a bunch of money without them. And I will say that even though this is a technical rematch because it's the Dogs versus Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin again, Clark Connors is in the back for now. He's in the back for now. Dave Finley is a really good talent. He is very technically gifted. I think that the kind of style that he wrestles with, it works very well in the I think it works very well in the dub. Dave Finley is I think Dave Finley, such as Clark Connors and Gabe Kidd, I think they are adapting very well to the atmosphere of the dub. There's just a lot of good things from them when they step into this ring. I'm a big fan of Orange Cassidy. Tired of pretending like I'm not. He's very good in that ring. He doesn't do the pockets gimmick, but he does do the nonchalant gimmick. He gets the crowd over. There's just small things, very small things to appreciate for tonight. And lastly, I cannot forget that we do get a Roddy save and a Roddy swerve, right? Now aside from Gabe Kidd, spitting on Darby Allin's like actual corpse at ringside, right? Japan Pro Dojo legend, right? So everything that he does in that ring, it's crisp. His crowd work, very, very good. And after they go over, Clark Connors comes out, he starts wailing on Orange. Good shit, solid shit. Roderick Strong comes out of fucking nowhere, right? He ends up waltzing down to the ring, and what happens is a little predictable, but it's fun, right? Roderick Strong clears house, and he single-handedly takes out all of the dogs and saves Orange Cassidy. Now, Orange Cassidy, right, for lack of a better word, did get left by Roderick Strong after, I believe it was 3 Dynamites, I believe it was 3 Dynamites ago, after Orange Cassidy, mistakenly hit Roderick Strong. But here's the thing. Roderick Strong has been missing, so whatever swerve that's coming after this is probably gonna play in with Kyle O'Reilly. It might even play in with an Adam Cole. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to this. I don't know what's on the way, but something's definitely on the way. All right, and that's just me coping. All right, I'll put that in my coping box for now. All right, next match on the night that we will be discussing. All right, we're going to be talking about Persephone. Okay, the CMLL Women's World Champion versus Willow Nightingale for $3.99, all right, TBS strap. Okay, this is very great match. The powerhouse energy that these two display, very fun. It's very addictive. Honestly, there's lots of heavyweight moves, and I love it. Right. There is also a gracefulness that Willow Nightingale moves with that I think is very cool, very cool. Now we do have to address the elephant in the room. This is the only women's match on the card, compared to 2 rematch damn nears on the beginning of this card. So we got you know what I mean? Not great. It's not great, right? And also this is a fruit roll-up that we get to finish this match. Persephone, she has Willow Nightingale on the top rope, right? I believe Willow Nightingale had Persephone on the top rope first. Persephone scurried away and turned that into a crucifix power bomb. Was attempting to turn that into a crucifix power bomb. Willow Nightingale scurried out of that into a fruit roll-up. Uno, dos, tres. Willow Nightingale retains the championship. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like the idea of this match being so quick, and I didn't love the idea of Willow Nightingale defending this TBS championship on a drum roll, dark hour match. Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron are going to be defending their titles on a dark hour match. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on around here, bro? This is like Willow Nightingale's 3rd dark hour pay-per-view, bro. What? I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what's going on, but it's fucking blowing my Scolati, bro. Okay, so we never got Chris versus Willow for that world championship, even though that would have been just free money, right? Realistically, we should be getting Thekla versus the likes of Queen and Minida, maybe another Stratlander match just to kind of put that nail in the coffin, right? But Willow Nightingale, your tag champion and your TBS champion, she's not on the pay-per-view because why? Oh my God, wait. She's on, hold on. I think, if I remember correctly, Willow Nightingale has 2 matches on Revolution, but she's the only woman with the match? No, she's the only person wrestling twice. So one person makes up 2 women's matches. I gotta double check that, but if that's the case, Tony Moninga, we gotta have a real fucking conversation, because that's crazy. There's no way that she's gonna do a 0 dark match in 2 matches on Revolution. It's probably 1 match on the dark hour, 1 match in the actual hour. Okay, but fine, I can live with that. I pray that that's the lineup. But who knows? I mean, it's possible that they are, right? We are going to be getting directly into our main event for tonight, all right? We have the Young Bucks and Mark Briscoe versus Tommaso Ciampa and FTR. Yeah. Now, honestly, I didn't hate anything about this match. This is also a very fun part of the night. The only small gripe that I have with this is that Tommaso Ciampa, he is a great Great wrestler. I really do think that we should be working on a good 1v1 right now, good 1v1 feud. I do not know if like this is exactly the right avenue for him and Mark Briscoe to hypothetically go up against each other at Revolution. But what I do know is that a triple threat or something of this likes to work Tommaso back into that title division, while also kind of simultaneously working on maybe working on a kind of solo feud, right? Because even as of right now, he is in the Dynamite, that he is in the battle royale for the national championship. So I mean, hypothetically, what if you get something with him and Ricochet, right? I mean, I don't really know where this entire thing's going. This main event, it doesn't really expound on any stories. Again, it's not a story-based product. I guess it is just a little note to leave at the bottom, right? Very fun match though. The Young Bucks are great. The Young Bucks at the fucking top of their game. Stokely, very funny when he's out there. Everything that we got from Stokely is very good. Tommaso Ciampa is very over. I've noticed that, even though he's supposed to be billed as a heel, very over guy. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's just because people are happy. Right? People are happy for Tommaso. I mean, we get really just timeless grabs from the Young Bucks. They're moving like it's 2013 out there. Like it's good shit all around from this main event. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, the main event was crazy. They ended up putting Matt Jackson through a table, right? They sent Nick Jackson through the barricade or something, and then they just started jumping. They started getting the jump on Mark Briscoe, which is wild, right? Eventually they ended up going over, right? It wasn't too insane. They had to go over. I'm not gonna lie, though. Like the setup, it was like there was no other choice. They had to go over, right? They end up going over. Tommaso Ciampa has his little moment with Mark Briscoe, and the press conference at the end of this. All right, this is the real crescendo for the entire night, right? Hangman Adam Page and MJF, they have a non-scripted press conference with just some independent media, right? There was some self-made. I think ABC might have been there. I don't know if I'm pulling the lengths of my imagination on that one, but everyone was there for like an independent news source, right, standpoint. And what we got was actually very entertaining. MJF, he was in character the entire time. He was berating Hangman, saying that he'll prove to everybody why he's a phony champion, why he was a paper champion, why he's never been anything that the people hyped him up to be, right? We got at least two vignettes for this. We get at least two vignettes for this match. That is less than a week away, right? So I think that the build to Revolution has just been good. It's just been a good Revolution build. Even with stuff like Takeshita and Max, even with stuff like Takeshita and Mox, right? I think that that's a solid build. A lot of people have just been anticipating for a while. I'm expecting a lot of good blow off from this pay-per-view. And realistically, Hangman is probably going to go under, but I mean, even in that, right, even in Hangman only relinquishing himself to the Intercontinental or the Continental or the Tag Division titles, right, that is something I know that Hangman can make the best out of, right? Because we've seen the Omega Hangers, right? We've seen his work with Ready Set Rodeo. So I mean, who knows where this goes. Hangman picking up the title though and giving it back to MJF, or maybe even giving it to somebody of the likes of like a Bobby Lashley, right? Somebody of the likes of like a Who's House, Swerve Strickland, right? Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. There are people in that locker room who, if Hangman does pick this belt back up off of MJF, we can't go against people. I'm not gonna lie, the people are behind Hangman. I will say that that picture with He Who Will Not Be Named still kind of circulating the IWC talk spaces. But I mean, it's one of those things, right? Because like a lot of people want to properly address, right, like the assault on women, right, like in this community, right, like in the industry. But like they're every Monday and every Monday and Friday they'll tune into a show ran by and co-produced by Michael P. Hayes, right? They'll talk about NXT as if the general manager for NXT isn't who he is, right? With his past being what that is, right? So there's just certain things that I think people, they don't I wouldn't say that they over critique. I think it's a fair critique. I think it's a fair critique. I just think that the blame's misplaced. That's all. I think that the blame blame's misplaced. Like it's a larger issue within the industry. And again, we're not going to speak on it exactly because I do not want to get demonetized. But yeah, I do think that the people are behind Hangman right now. And if again, this goes to like an Ospreay or somebody like that, you know, I think that would be positive, right? Double or Nothing's right around the corner, right? That gauntlet casino match, right? It's there, right? That could be used as an avenue to get the belt off of whoever we don't like for this new guy, right? So there are a lot of things, a lot of moving pieces for this Dynamite. All in all, I didn't hate this Dynamite. Again, same level of entertainment, shockingly. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That scramble segment with the Masked Men was so fucking funny, bro. Honestly, timeless shit. So I guess I would have to be fair. If I gave Raw a 6, I would have to give this Dynamite at least an 8. 9.5. I mean, like, honestly, like, that Speedball Mike Bailey and Kyle Fletcher match, great shit. Young Bucks are great. You know, like, even like the small shit that we do get from Swerve and Brody, it was cool, really cool minutes. I guess I'm probably like an 8.5 for this Dynamite. That was officially everything that your boy Cappy had for March 11th 2026's Dynamite. All right, I still have SmackDown going up and that Jey Uso fantasy booking going up, so you all stay around for that. All right, hope all of you have a great one, however you catch this and whenever you catch this. And as I always say, all right, you all stay tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful. All right, peace.